Hello geeks and geekettes, I am Sebastian Sjöberg. Welcome to the second episode of GGvision. The purpose of this show is to dissect the world of Starcraft, show things, showcase things, talk about things that matter within this game and its larger culture. Today I'm going to talk about what I'd like to call Terran versatility. Terran, in my view, has many tricks up its sleeve. I'm not saying Terran is an imbalanced race, that's a whole different thing. I'm saying that they have more intriguing weapons at its disposal, and I'm gonna show you what I mean with various clips today. Is this, the Terran war machine as it looks right now, too much? Is it unfair? Or is it all good? First of all, let's dig into a game from the later period of the Starcraft 2 beta, which you haven't watched in a while, and you might have missed it altogether, and if so, you're in for a treat. As always, links to all these clips will be in the description. It's quite a unique 2 versus 2 show match that took place between Team America, that's QXC and Artosis, versus Team Europe, Jinro and TLO, casted by HDStarcraft and HDStarcraft. Have a look.
Look at this! Jinro, or it looks like the little one, summoned a mule to repair the Banshees. Very creative play right there, using a mule to repair these Banshees when they were very low on health. He still has a Banshee pretty high HP right here, and the little one controlling this Banshee to try to do whatever damage he can behind the probe line of QXC's base. He is starting to slaughter some of these probes, but look at this, Artosis dropping off a mass roach army, and this is going to be extremely deadly as they make their way towards the planetary fortress.
Alright, here we go. It does look like he's going to try and lock this down. Is it going to be enough? There's no tanks here anymore to do the splash damage you need on the roaches. The Colossus just now going to show up to try and lock this down. I think this is exactly what they need to do. They've been defending too much. I think they just need to turn around and attack. And actually, is he going to kill that planetary fortress? He actually misclicked it a little bit, so let it survive way longer than it should. Gotta lose almost all these roaches now, as TLO does have 4 Colossus out now, and it looks though like Artosis' macro just gonna be fine. He should be able to replace these almost instantly.
I think he will be able to replace those pretty quickly, but the thing is, he did lose quite a bit right now, and he needs a lot of roaches for this battle. Colossus is actually getting caught off guard by the roaches. The roaches unburrowed and picked one off, which is huge. 3 Colossus is a much different number from 4, but it looks like all the roaches are going to get taken out, and I can't believe this. The little one and Jinro, Team Europe, actually somehow able to hold on.
Now in that game, we saw how TLO, using his ally Jinro's units, interestingly, first used Mules to offensively repair his Banshee so he could continue harassing the economy of the opponents. The Mule is, of course, an economic tool, first of all, and it has so many other interesting uses as well. So that's a very nice trick there. The command center, the Terran command center, has so many capabilities. The planetary fortress there, almost capable to hold back the enormous roach army of Artosis, with a bit of help from Colossi. It's an extreme example, but it does show what I mean. Terran is very versatile in that regard. Now moving on to a more recent game, also a show match featuring TLO and Korean legend pro gamer Nada from the IEM Cologne. We'll see how Terran versus Terran in Starcraft 2 is so different than its Brood War counterpart. It was very static, the matchup. If it went into the late game, like World War I, tank lines drawn up, you had to do queued drops and eventually battle cruisers. That's a thing of the past, based on a very nice and cost-effective trick that Terran now has at its disposal. Let's hit it.
There's the nuke going down in the middle. There's the scan. It looks like Nada's going to try to find somewhere. Oh no, Nada's not going to be able to back out in time. That's going to be able to completely shut it down. The tanks are out of range. He's going to unsiege. Will he get out in time? And there's the rush up with the Marauder. The nuke. Oh, it does a little bit more damage to the little one's forces than it does to Nada. But look at the little one. He's slowly going to be able to push Nada back. Nada has all these very immobile tanks. As long as he keeps nuking in that sweet spot range, there's very little that Nada can do. And look, 2 nukes being made for the little one. And there's the nuke. There's a defensive nuke right at the front. I don't think any tanks are in range. He target fires, and he does manage to take out the Ghost. But look at all these Vikings for the little one. Suddenly, Nada can't even lift up any of these Vikings, or else little one will get the first shots off and do damage. There are the Marauders sprinting up, and there's the big Viking land. And oh no, Nada also trying to siege up some tanks as well. Little one realizing it's a big mistake and lifting up as many Vikings as he can, but Nada going to get the better end of this exchange. There's another defensive nuke. Here's the Ghost in the backside. He's going to try to run the rest of his units up to kill off this Ghost, and it looks like he does cancel the nuke to pull back.
You actually see what TLO is doing. He is dropping Mules on the tank line of Nada, and so therefore the tanks are actually attacking the Mules and doing so much damage.
There's the Mule coming down,
another one.
Goodbye, tank line. Very, very nice play by Little One.
He used about 4 Mules there, and he's taking down his tank line. It's extremely soft right now.
Starcraft 2 Nuke. It is... well, it has no counterpart among the other races, that's for sure. And it's always great to see it being used, especially when it's used tactically. Like in this instance where TLO managed to force Nada to break his position and move his tanks away, and then TLO cancelled the nuke. It was never intended to destroy Nada's tanks, only to force him to break his siege. Now you could never do that in Brood War, and it has certainly eased up the matchup Terran versus Terran a lot. And I think this is a cool trick, but the nuke doesn't take any supply. It's essentially a building that can blow stuff up. That's a nice trick. Also, we saw TLO again use the Mule to force Nada's tanks to cause splash damage on themselves by dropping a Mule on top of them. It's quite versatile. Now, for the highlight of these highlights, a quite recent game casted by HDStarcraft a couple of days ago, featuring the Korean OGS pro gamer TheWind versus someone called Terran. It's like a game you've never seen, and it's all about Terran versatility. Here we go.
It looks like Terran is going to be throwing down a double starport though, so wow, throw what I said out of the books. Terran is going to be going for a double Banshee build here, and this is going to be a very, very deadly opening if the Zerg player is not prepared for it. Because keep in mind, a Banshee can kill a Queen in one-on-one. It takes 2 Queens to kill off a Banshee. So I think TheWind, if he doesn't produce a bunch of Queens, he could be in a lot of trouble. I'm expecting to see 2 Tech Labs and then Banshees coming out, because I've swallowed my words twice already. So if Terran makes me swallow my words again, I'm just gonna hate on the Terran player all day long. But look at this! Terran is not going to be going, oh man, I am just going to have to retire as a commentator. Terran is not going for double Banshees, he is going for double Ravens. So I was saying, you know, Koreans or you know, in general, the top level players, they don't do creative or cheesy-esque builds, but I swallow my own words today. It looks like Terran is going to be going for something very unorthodox, and that is the double Raven build out of the double starport off of one base. But it looks like there is going to be a dropship, a squad of Marines, a couple of Ravens behind, more Ravens being produced back at home. Now what is TheWind going to be able to do about this? Oh, the auto turrets getting laid down, and keep in mind auto turrets are very, very strong. It doesn't look like TheWind has enough to deal with this. He's trying to build up a Spore Crawler, which is just not going to be enough. It can't even shoot the ground units here. And TheWind bringing in his Queens. He needs to use his Queens to pick off the Ravens. He also needs to kill off these auto turrets. The auto turrets are just doing so much damage. These things have taken off a lot of kills. It looks like the dropship did get picked off right there by the Queens, but it looks like Terran is not going to be able to hold off. So nice little opening from Terran, but unfortunately didn't really pay off, and I don't know. I think if he had gone for Banshees, it would have been a much, much better game for Terran. Looks like there's going to be a massive battle here. Secret Missile coming out. Boom! Goes off on the Mules, and another Secret Missile being tracked on that Mules. If TheWind is good with his micro, he will pull the unit away that's getting targeted, but this is way too difficult to do. He's forced to run all his forces away. Great maneuver, and now Terran can lay off a bunch of auto turrets, but he's coming in here with his Marines. The Mule is still trying to dodge. Finally, the Secret Missiles run out of fuel, and now Terran, given the go-ahead to run in here, he can use Stim Back, he can take off this hive, which would be such a huge pickup for the Terran player. He still has such a big, massive army of Ravens and Marines. I don't know what the Zerg player can do. TheWind coming in here with his Marines, gonna obliterate all the Marines. But it looks like the Terran player just has a bunch of secret missiles, is killing off a bunch of the Mules, killed off all the roaches as well. So much blood there. That is the blood of the Terran player and the Zerg player just intermingling and congealing on the Zerg creep. But look at this. TheWind once again going in with this auto turret laydown, and he is laying the smackdown on the main once again. Gonna kill off all these buildings. But if we look on the production tab, TheWind, not deterred, gonna be getting Ultralisks out. So he's thinking, man, I don't care. If you're gonna go mass Ravens, then I'm gonna go for the ultimate unit, which is the Ultralisk, and that thing will take like 6 Seeker missiles to kill. But this recyclable energy from the Terran player is just too much to match. Here comes the Ultralisk though. Can they bust through this auto turret wall? Looks like Ultraling is going to be the way to go. It's going to be able to break all these auto turrets down, but so many auto turrets getting laid down. The hatchery at the gold in trouble of dying. It is definitely in danger. All the drones are getting annihilated by these mechanical automated turrets. And oh my goodness. It looks like OGS, TheWind, finally gets enough Ultralisks to break through, but did he lose too many drones? He's at 55, under 77. The Raven fleet is still flying out and about, and Terran now looking to secure his 4th expansion. He really needs that gas to keep this play alive.
Well, that's an extreme strategy, an extreme game, and an extreme example of what the Terran war machine can do. I'm not sure this particular tactic will catch on. If scouted early, well, you can definitely counter it quite easily as Zerg. If the Terran play does get that many Ravens up, I think mass infested with fungal growth is the only way to go. We'll see. It was cool to watch regardless, but it does show what Terran can do. The Raven has so many offensive spells that can really cause a lot of damage. What I want to get to, what I want to ask you guys is, Terran is a very unique race. It might be the one that got the most attention from Blizzard, or maybe I'm just overreacting and it's way too early to really tell these kind of things. But I still think that Terran has so many different creative smooth moves that they can deploy compared to the other races. Is this the case? Is it too much? Is it too unfair to the others? Or is it all good? What do you say? And what other creative ways that can we compare this with in the other races? The Terran has its nukes, its mules, its planetary fortress, and indeed its ravens. What do Zerg and Protoss have? Nidus worms, very much underused. Mass queens, we have seen that quite a bit in top pro games. That's nice to see. What more do we have there? Protoss, we don't see Templar usage that much anymore, I think, but maybe that's just me. Hallucination, Phoenix play, all quite underused abilities. What do the other races have to put up against Terrans when we talk about this kind of versatility? What do you think? Now that's what mattered to me regarding Terran versatility today. I want to thank you all for watching and for the extremely helpful feedback that you offered on the last episode. Feedback is my stim pack. That's what I live and breathe on, so do please post your comments, suggestions, questions, and video responses. They're king. Huge shout out to Dawn Forgecast for making a video response last time. You're a super dude. Now, as is my way, I like to share with you a blast from the past, which indeed showcases Terran versatility like only the Terran Emperor Slayer's Boxer can. Thank you all for watching. See you all real soon. GG for now.
And what is Boxer up to here? What is Boxer thinking inside of that big Terran brain of his? What is he going to do to Chungsang right now? Chungsang has 2-2 battlecruisers here. A fleet of 2-2 battlecruisers. Boxer's going in here. He's going to kill his turret. Now he's going to go in for the drop. Wraiths have cloaked up. Ghosts are ready to lock down here. And what is Boxer going to do here? Scan going off here. I don't know why the scan's going off. Boxer going in for the lockdowns. Boxer getting lockdowns. Boxer locking down all of the battlecruisers here. Now he's bringing in the Wraiths. He's going to pick out that one Valkyrie. That is the lone unlockdown air unit here. And Boxer is going to pick off all of these battlecruisers here with just about 10 Wraiths and 8 Ghosts. Losing no Wraiths and losing just 2 Ghosts. Looks like he picks off about 10 battlecruisers here. Chungsang desperately trying to repair these these lockdown battlecruisers, but Boxer picking all those battlecruisers off. And that's right, boys and girls, this is Boxer's lockdown. The Pimps play.